Okay, we're up,
Hello.
and we still have the map from last time.
Excellent. Well, welcome back, everybody, to episode, Matthew, I'm going to say 7 here.
Correct.
7 of the Starfall Collective. Sorry to both of you Twitch audience viewers who are going to show up and be like, oh my goodness, they said 8. We jumped the gun here. We're getting an early start. Tonight, we are joined by a special guest. We will see just how long he endures. Tonight, at least, his name is Jacob Burbridge. Jacob, you want to give everybody a wave?
Yes. Hi.
There we go. All right. Good to see you, my dude. And joined with him is his pater familias, Mr. Sir Robert Burbridge. But I guess both the Burbridge boys can give a double wave, maybe, like with in sync or something.
Sure.
Yep, there you go.
Elbow,
In parallel
wrist.
sequence. That's good. There you go. On I don't know what shape you guys are in, but Matthew, would you like to say hi and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Matthew Talamini. I am a fiction writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island. You can find my fiction on MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew Talamini, TALAMINI.com.
Excellent. Mr. Farrell, you want to give the folks the dog and pony show they've come to love? There it is. There it is. That's a left barrel wave. Mr. Dwight, you can wave, but it wouldn't do us any good. Do you want to use your voice to introduce yourself?
I like turtles.
It's a true story. That man actually does indeed love turtles. How big
Infamous
is your
turtle fancier.
Yeah. How speaking of turtle fancy,
I don't
how
know
big
about
is your
fancy
fancy turtle
turtles.
that you own?
I don't know, like a hand size.
I remember when that dude was the size of an anemic silver dollar pancake. He's a tiny guy. So tonight we are opening up in a land and a location of great danger and peril. Where are we, gentlemen?
The West Wall.
That's right.
Oh,
D23.
You've left the West Wall.
We're
Are
in the middle
5
of a
miles
swamp.
away.
You are miles away. You've traveled through Feygrass tunnels. Does anybody have anything particularly delicious or detestable that happened last week that they'd like to mention as a highlight?
I almost remembered the name of that hockey puck I carry around. I think it's the Jade
Throg.
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 That's right. The Jade Throg.
One of these
Hardcore
days,
lit
I'm
his
gonna-
pipe off a flaming sword.
That's true. You did. You did do that. That was
Fact
pretty
I
Pretty
awesome.
awesome.
jumped off a mesa head first on my natural 20.
Tashash gave some much needed guidance. Tashash basically acted as the HR rep for the group last week. And did a
Well, I
Did
get
it-
it, did us.
well, hey, you stepped up and you did an impromptu, what's the word, intervention when it was needed. You saw something, you said something, and that's all.
Nobody
you can do.
died.
Nobody died. No, not on your watch.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Thack, you seem to be even more in even greater inner turmoil than usual. How's let's check in on Thack. How's Thack doing these days?
Fact is pretty upset about an elf telling him what to do. And he feels a little disrespected about it because of some interactions in the last episode. Murderously so.
Murderously so. Jacob, you are joining, I don't know what you've gotten yourself into, but you're joining a powder keg of a party here. So as you guys, and Jacob, do you want to tell the people what level character you're bringing in tonight?
Yes, I am a 3rd level. Ironically,
Only the level.
huh?
Do you want more than the level or just the level?
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you tell us your level and what weapon you're holding or carrying or magic item you've got. Don't tell us your name or your race or your class, just your level and your magic item.
I am 3rd level, and I have a headband of intellect.
3rd level and a headband of intellect. Okay, very good. So we open up on the wetlands of Fujidome. The party is standing in the crook of a river. You guys are somewhere around H23. For folks that are looking on, that is, I've numbered the squares left to right, A through X, and top to bottom, 1 through 30. So they're just about a quarter of the way to the right and just a little ways up from the mesa, just northeast of the place where the base of the west wall meets the mesa. And you guys ran into someone last week. Who did you run into?
Some
Moyle
Scottish-
Dune,
Moyle Dune,
defender of the something or other.
with a
Guy who
sword.
didn't tell us the secrets of the campaign that I wanted him to tell us.
In spite of great protestation and much inquiry, he did not spill the beans. But he did mention someone. Do you remember the powerful entity that he mentioned? Does anybody remember him mentioning a name?
Um,
Well, if you don't remember, then your characters don't remember.
Okay.
I don't.
Can I make a history check to remember?
Sure, make a history check or a intellect check if
There's
anybody
no
else.
such thing as
Intelligence.
intellect.
Intelligence. All right, Matthew, Mister.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Facts history is +1. So we're looking at a 17 to remember what Moyle Dune said about so-and-so.
Okay, does anybody want to try to beat a 17 by rolling a
History.
d20 and adding your intelligence modifier?
I'll try.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, you're not.
7.
Jacob's like, hey man, I'll take advantage of any opportunity. You can always roll a 20.
17.
So
I
we
think
got.
we all remember.
Can I add my armor class?
Nope, that's not how any of this works. Matt isn't even going to get a chance to invoke the Q in his middle name, which stands for.
There's no such check as that.
By the way, please disregard the barkings of feral dogs in the back. Can you guys hear the dog barking?
Yeah.
A little bit? Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I have a vicious golden retriever. Okay, yeah, so you guys remember that Moyle Dune mentioned someone named Boarit. And for any of you who made a 17 history check, I will also give you the knowledge that Boarit is the local deity of the wetlands. He is the god of the near underground, the subterranean, not the full-on underdark, but he is the god of secret passages, hidden places, and he is also the god of the frogs, the frog people, the salamander people, all of the various sentient races that live in the wetlands. And Moyle Dune mentioned that he himself had not been able to gain audience with Boarit for one reason or another, which was frustrating to him. And he mentioned that in response to you guys saying, hey, what's the problem with everything going on here? What's the root cause? And he said, I don't know, but if anyone knows all the secrets of the swamp, it would be Boarit. So,
Water.
Before we go on,
Boarit.
small
Yes.
technical note for anybody watching. I have added a map marker icon on the map, so I will update it as we go.
Lovely. And I appreciate you doing that. I'm going to hit refresh on this page and see if I can. So are you using the arrow that's on there?
It's a little. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the stream. I'm doing it in OBS.
Oh, okay. All right. If you, and that's fine if you want to do that. The map on Google Maps does have a feature where you can place items on the map. So I've got an arrow token pointing to where you guys are
Awesome.
on the map.
I will sync it with that. We don't need to. This is better for off air, but just so you know, we're not going live off of that map on OBS.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Just telling you. Yeah.
So, what was the other piece of information that you guys got? You asked him, hey, what's going on with all the undead around here? And he gave you a piece of advice. He told you where the greatest concentration of undead were that he was aware of.
It's like up the river and to the right.
That's right, up the river, and when you get to the place where the river merges from the east, follow that branch back up, and it will lead you to a basically a small lake. Well, not that small, almost a square mile. Well, about a half square mile.
Is that the
Big lake.
thing around like it's E9, D9?
Probably. Let me
H15?
zoom out.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
also
that
a lake at H15.
H15. Yeah, that's the H15 lake. I'm gonna say that you probably you guys have a simple map that has this level of detail, and you, Tashash, as a ranger, looking at it, can discern fairly easily that that's the one that he's talking about.
Okay.
So, let's see here. So, you guys it's getting dark. Do you want to try to find a camping spot, or do you want to try to make some more headway before night falls in earnest?
I thought the day just started because last time I said it's getting late and you were like, no, it's not. And I was like, I mean, like in real life.
Yeah, sure. So at this point, it's probably not even midday. So it's up to you guys.
It was getting late morning.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
It's
you
almost
what,
lunchtime.
Harcourt is wiped out. Yeah, we should totally camp.
11sies.
I will carry the bugbear again. It is fine.
Hey, Ranger, let's
Yes.
go to that place.
Yes,
The place you said.
this is good. But first, let us do it quietly, please.
Never.
Then we will not go.
With what song shall I accompany our march?
Tashash is not going anywhere until Thag shuts up.
Man, I don't even have to like come up with an excuse for monsters. Matt's just constantly running around, just bang, 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 beating on the trash can lid. Love it.
Mela would just
No.
like to head north along the river.
Will you be quiet, orc?
No, dice
Whoa. He's rolling a dice to see if he can be quiet.
Okay, so Thak antsies around a little bit like a child, and you insist.
I do.
Ranger thing of the squirming swamps and scaly whatever you are, you know your way. This is not my land, and it is yours. I will do as you say.
Good.
And he puts his guitar away and follows
Okay.
quietly.
What's your marching order as you guys are traveling? Are you going to follow the river? Do you want how do you want to navigate this?
Yeah, I guess just follow the river. That makes sense.
Harcourt is interested in hitching a ride on Thak's guitar case or something.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Thing floats half the time anyway.
Well, you know, guys, I would slow you down with these tiny legs, but hey, if y'all are willing, I'll happily make it easier on everybody by riding.
Mela dissolves into the woods with a skill of 14
14 what? Reindeer?
stealth.
Reindeer, the stealthiest of all ungulates, aside from the dick.
Are we trying to go quietly? Should I make a stealth roll?
Mela is going quietly. Well, not that quietly, but sort of quietly.
You're in the tunnel, though, right?
There's a tunnel.
Remember that
So-
tunnel of reeds and stuff?
The tunnel would
That was
lead.
before we warped here, right?
Yeah, the tunnel leads back to the south.
Okay, so what's to the north? What's
So-
the terrain look like?
Okay, so you guys are kind of in the crook of that bend right there, at the bottom right corner
Got it.
of H23. proceeding pretty much almost due north away from you is the river basin. So you guys can either try to travel at the edge of the thick grass. So the river basin itself is a couple of 100 yards wide and is fairly flat and is pretty sandy, and there's a lot of rushes and stuff. All of that is only a few feet tall. Harcourt, you would be able to disappear into it easily, even walking on your feet. Everybody else would be only up to about their belly button. And then at the edge of that depression that's 100 yards to either side of the river, it kind of goes up, and there's about maybe a 6-foot bank, and then it's flat. And that's kind of the next level up of floodplain. That is full of grasses that are about 4 feet tall. And there are a number of blue fronds to the grasses there.
Okay.
I am joined by a small orange dog. He's going to wander around and pant in the background for a little bit.
I also am wearing pants.
The sound of the river.
Do you guys want to travel along the river basin? Do you want to travel at the edge of the grasses, or do you want to go in from the grasses and try to find some sort of game trail?
Let's stick to the river.
Okay.
Being a man of unthinkably short legs, I am at the mercy of others.
Okay.
I follow what these guys who were bullying me about.
But Master Blaster style, Harcourt, if you're going to be riding on the Tashash's pack, then you will actually have a slightly better vantage than everybody else, because your head will be head and shoulders taller.
Sure. King of the world.
Sure. So as you guys are traveling, anybody who...
So marching order?
Marching order. Mela has already dashed.
First.
Mela has already dashed forward stealthily
Not
with a 14 stealth check. Anybody else who wants to go in a particular order and or with a particular level of stealthiness, tell me that now or forever hold your peace.
I don't want to... I guess I'm not going to, like, drop into stealth from the other guys, but, like... Can I walk fairly quietly and in such a way that I could easily drop into stealth if I needed to?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make me a stealth check preemptively.
Roll, so. Okay.
A circumspection check.
Wow, that's great. I got a 10.
10. Wonderful.
Fact tries to go stealthily, and he rolls a 15 for stealth.
Excellent.
Although he's basically following what Mela and Tashash do. He's just going to follow them. He's not going to go out ahead of them, but
You're
he's
the
gonna
most
stay
stealthy
behind them.
of all of us.
Okay.
And Harcourt puffs on his pipe.
So we cut to a raft that is floating downriver, and on that raft we see...
Which is north, right?
Yes. So downriver is further to the north. So we see on the river, on a raft, a figure wearing a headband of intellect. What race is this being wearing a headband of intellect, Jacob?
Gnome.
A gnome. We see a gnome.
No.
A gnome. I'm sorry, a gnome. The rare gnome. And
like that in this world.
aside from that headband of intellect, what else would be a discerning feature about this gnome? Is it a male or a female?
He is definitely a male.
Okay, definitely. All right.
Definitely.
So very machismo gnome.
The
Okay.
headband of intellect.
Muscled.
What is he wearing? Is he wearing armor? Is he wearing wizard's robes? Is he wearing funky fedora?
He's wearing normal clothes, except
Okay.
for a 5-foot tall top hat.
5 foot tall
5 feet tall.
top hat.
So what's your total height there?
How tall is he with the hat?
7 feet.
7 feet. So this guy is just over 2 feet, and then the hat sits down on his head a couple of inches. So we've got a similarly short gnome. Okay, wonderful. And so as you're traveling along, floating along,
My hopes at any...
what's that?
At my hopes of any sort of...
Stealth.
Yeah, just
They're a bit tortured at the moment, aren't they?
a little bit.
They're a bit
Well, if you just
strained.
rolled better than
His
10.
frills start weeping.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Tell me, what has this gnome been up to for the last hour in this swamp?
Talking to his imaginary friend while he's cruising down the aisle.
Excellent. And so, what's your imaginary friend's name?
He does not know.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's an extreme level of respect of privacy. I appreciate that. But does this imaginary friend ever address you by your name?
Yes.
Okay, and does your imaginary friend have a particular kind of voice? Is it high and squeaky? Is it low and deep? Is it just kind of normal voice?
Only he can hear it, but he says it sounds like Moss from IT Crowd.
Ah, excellent. That's a wonderful name. That's a wonderful kind of voice.
When Moss from the IT Crowd addresses you, what name does he use?
Volas.
Volas.
Volas, I don't want to alarm you, but I think I see ripples in the water. I'm very nervous. I don't like this at all. Not at all. Are you sure we're safe here?
Maybe you should put on your slightly larger glasses.
Volas responds, "Why, yes, we are safe. I am sure we are safe because there are no grass ripples." Because if there were grass ripples, it would be a big person that would probably destroy us.
As you say this, an enormous sloshing of water comes over the edge of your raft, and the raft heaves up underneath you. Make me a dexterity saving throw to not get pitched off of the raft and into the water.
All right. 13.
13. You barely manage to keep your feet, but does Bolas cry out anything? Does he have some sort of utterance that he cries to his deity, or does he, what does he say when in his shock and chagrin?
Oh, wow. This seems to be a bit bumperly.
So you guys, just up ahead, Mela, you hear a small diminutive voice yell something about,
Oh my, oh, everything's bumperly. Oh.
make me a perception check to see if you can tell exactly which direction and how far ahead that voice is.
Sorry, I forgot my Oh, there it is.
19?
6.
17.
You guys all collectively, all of your heads whip in the same direction, and some of you point, and you have heard the voice and cry of distress of a sentient, free folk. I'm going to say with that perception check, you guys can even tell that it's a gnome. Anybody who wants to can roll for initiative.
Tashash looks up at Harcourt and says,
Look, it is another bugbear.
All right, everybody roll for initiative.
Fact
Okay.
rolls of 15.
Okay.
12 plus something.
oh,
Roll
yay.
your initiative.
17.
7.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. Okay, and Tashash?
7.
7.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Wait, never mind. Yeah, 7.
Okay, Mela, as you sprint forward, you see a enormous reptilian, thinned, weird-looking back slamming into the edge of a makeshift raft. Hold on one sec, guys. All right. So you guys see this scene before you, and I'm going to give you about 120 seconds to discuss amongst yourselves battle tactics and such. I have a small fire that I need to put out, but I will be back in just 2 minutes. Chickpeas and neither chicks nor peas, discuss amongst yourselves.
So we've seen something that looks threatening, I guess. Mela saw something reptilian, although reptilian doesn't necessarily mean threatening. We have some pretty reptilian friends. But if it was a question of somebody who was like in distress on the water and maybe drowning, Thak would jump in and try to rescue them. But if it looks like somebody's under attack, Thak is probably going to stand on the shore and cast spells at them.
Yeah, I guess Tashash is good at swimming, so
Harcourt. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Well, I've also got Harcourt on my back though.
Harcourt hops off almost immediately when there's any sign of anything. So as soon as we see it,
Yeah.
he had I had a perception roll of I think 6. I said something like that. So he doesn't know what's going on, but he jumps off because he hears commotion.
And we've seen Harcourt fight. We know that his tactics are to hide and shoot from cover.
Yeah. He's not strength oriented.
Yeah, I guess I'm a good swimmer, so I'll jump in the middle of it.
All right.
Try not to die.
How do you know if you're good at swimming?
I'm a lizard. Lizards have racial swimming.
And also, if
It's one of his features.
If you didn't have that, Dwight, you could just make that up about yourself, but you would also have to do things like athletic checks as appropriate or whatever.
But Dave has a special. Anybody can swim. It's part of the athletics skill. But Dave has some sort of special thing where, like, he rolls.
I can swim at the same speed as I can walk, or
Nice.
the same.
I am
awesome.
not good at swimming, and I'm also bad at athletics. I'm not bad, but I'm not good.
Okay. Mela, you have had time to ponder. In the split second, your elven mind races and explores the tactical possibilities of the situation. What do? You see in this river that is approximately 60 feet wide, there in the middle of the river is the raft with the gnome upon it with the 5-foot-tall hat, who appears to be speaking to someone invisible and crying out,
Oh dear, everything's gone all bumbly.
I will hide.
okay, wow. Okay, do you want to remake a new stealth roll to try to hide yourself in the rushes and bushes and leafy, frondy plants of the river edge?
17 plus
Seven.
8.
25, if my math does not betray me. Thak, Thunderer, what do you do?
I feel like I heard you say something to Mela about scaly enemies in the water or something like that.
I did indeed. You do.
Does Thak see something that is apparently hostile attacking the raft?
You saw something push the raft and make it lurch. Well, you didn't see that, but you can see the raft settling down. And make me a perception check to see what you see in the water.
That's going to be a 13.
You do. You see a couple of dark shapes immediately below the water. They
How
appear
far
to
from
be.
me?
Go ahead.
Oh, go on. No, go
They
on.
appear to be roughly medium to large sized in mass.
How far from me are they?
Right now, they are about 100 feet from you because you guys are back and away from the edge of the water.
And how far from the edge of the river are they? And how far from the edge of the river am I?
So you are about 80 feet from the edge of the river. They appear to be pretty close to the middle of the river, so about 30 feet from the edge of the water.
Okay, so So we're pretty far from this all that's happening. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take my movement to go 30 feet towards this situation.
Okay.
So now I'm how far from the river?
You are now 50 feet from the river.
Okay.
Imagination is actually mostly numbers. A lot of people don't realize this.
So that puts me about 60 feet from the action here.
Yep.
So I don't wait 60 feet. If I'm 60 feet from the action, then I'm good.
Okay.
So,
what's a fuzzy hypotenuse between friends?
Thak is going to ship his guitar.
Okay.
He's going to blast out a big chord, and he's going to sing, "What are you, some kind of jerk? Why are you trying to upset this boat? Cut it out! Stop it!"
And is this vicious mockery?
That's vicious mockery. They have to make a DC 12 wisdom saving throw.
And how many figures can you target with vicious mockery? Just one, or can you do an
Just
area?
one. It's just
one.
whichever one I can see the best.
Okay. You see a figure begin to writhe and froth the water near the surface, and you see what looks to be some sort of arm with a weapon in it, and also some sort of tail that looks like an alligator tail whipping out as well. And he takes how much damage?
So do I hit it?
You hit it. How much damage?
Not too much, just 2 damage, but it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. Very good. Harcourt, what do you do to come to the aid and succor of your kinsman?
Yeah, as soon as we jumped off of the... as soon as we saw the guy, Harcourt jumped down, and from his position on the ground now, can Harcourt see anything?
Yeah, Harcourt sees this gnome with a 5-foot-tall hat on a raft, regaining his surety of footing and scanning the water around nervously and with fear in his eyes.
Okay. I was just making sure I could see through the foliage.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great.
I'll say that you're like one of those golden retrievers that, you can wing, kind of jump up as you're running and see.
Sure. Harcourt's going to ready himself for a fight by, in particular, using his holding his action, which is to attack,
okay,
and using the bonus action to hide among Thak's feet, or kind of around Thak.
Absolutely. Make me a stealth check.
Okay. 11.
Okay. You are hidden 11's worth.
Leavenworth. Fort Leavenworth.
Volas, you hear and see a group of adventurers running out of the reeds and rushes, all running in your direction, and you see a half-orc covered in black, shiny leather pull out this huge, weird-looking instrument that somehow makes this blasting, gnarly, jangly, arcane sound, and you see one of the figures in the water near you begin thrashing and writhing about in pain. What do you do?
I cast darkness where the figures are, and then I use my bonus action to misty step out of the way.
Oh, okay. How far away can you misty step?
I shall check. 30 feet.
Okay, I'm going to say that you are just right in the middle of the water, so you can misty step right to the edge of the water. Okay. Now, are those two different spells, or is Misty Step a bonus action for you?
Misty Step is a bonus action.
Booyakacha. Excellent. You do both those things. Tashash, you see the raft become enveloped in darkness and suddenly at the edge of the water, much closer to you. Or actually, do you, Volas, do you Misty Step to the side of the river that the half-orc is on, or away from him on the other side?
On the other side.
On the other side. Okay, so bing, on the other side of the river, away from the half-orc, you see this little bugbear.
Can we see through the darkness? Isn't it like a big sphere?
Well, Tashash was a little bit further back, so you might be immediately across the river from him. Thak, you might not see it, but Tashash, since you're not right there up at the same level as Thak, you do see both these things happen.
It's a 50-foot radius around the raft. 15-foot radius.
Oh,
Okay.
15.
I thought
That's
it was
not-
cast at Thak.
So the middle
No,
half.
raft.
Cast it at the raft.
He
Oh,
cast it
the
on the middle of the
raft.
raft.
I got it.
Not quite. Oh my, that was rather too close for comfort.
Says your imaginary friend. Unless now, Jacob, I'm gonna call timeout. Do you want to speak for your imaginary friend exclusively, or are you okay with me speaking in your imaginary friend's voice as well?
I want
'Cause
to
I'm-
speak for the imaginary friend.
Okay, that's you. That's all you. I'll count on you to role play both those characters. Excellent. Okay. Tashash, what do you do?
Can I still see any of the creatures?
Well, probably not, because there is now a sphere of darkness, and all of those figures were within 15 feet of the raft.
But do you have dark vision?
I don't think that you can see through a sphere of darkness, even with dark vision.
Well,
What's the point?
huh.
There are many points.
This is a
We're
thing.
all just a million points of light.
I resemble that comment.
How long does your...
Huh.
You may hold your action if you would like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I need to see stuff to be able to do anything to it.
Okay. Now, Volas, when you blink, misty step to the other side of the river, are you trying to be stealthy and careful and quiet? Do you freeze immediately, or are you? What do you do? What did you do?
Does the top hat stop moving or keep moving?
It never moved in the first place. Anyway,
Top hat's still at the raft.
so
Decoy top
what
hat.
Volas does is he lets out an exclamation of relief
Okay.
and pulls out his twin daggers and starts
Okay.
backing and takes the disengage action just in case that he doesn't get attacked
Okay.
by something.
Excellent.
And he
So
walks back.
you see a single figure come surging towards you. You see the churning wake of his tail, and at the last second, up pops this grotesque, hideous monstrosity of a being that appears to be on one half of the face pretty much exclusively human, and then on the other side appears to be kind of halfway transformed between human and alligator or crocodile or something like that. And he has an enormous, jagged, barnacle-encrusted scimitar that he slashes at you. Tell me, does a 14 hit your armor class?
It does.
It does. Now you took. You didn't need to take the disengage action because there's nobody engaging you. If you were taking a full defensive action, Matt, do you remember off the top of your head if that gives you like a +2 to AC or something like that? Taking a defensive posture.
I don't remember exactly how that works.
I'm going to say for right
look it
now,
up.
for the sake of keeping the narrative moving, that you had a +2 to your AC. With a +2, does a 14 hit you?
No.
Okay. In that case, he brings the scimitar slashing at you, but because you're poised on the balls of your feet, you kind of leap deftly out of the way, and he misses you. Mela, you are, I'm going to say, probably not immediately next to Thak, so you can probably see this action happening on the other side of the river.
Okay. How
What do you
far
do?
am I from that action?
You're about 80 feet. You're about 20 feet from the water, and the river is about 60 feet wide. And Volas, for the sake of clarification, how long is that darkness spell going to last?
10 minutes, as long as I remain concentration.
Oh,
Excellent.
I guess I will hop up and head directly towards the commotion across the river.
Okay, do you want to make me an athletics check to try to see how quickly you can swim across? Tashash, what were you saying?
now that I can see something,
Would you like to jump back in order?
yeah.
Okay, what do you do?
I would like to advance on the move toward Volas and the monster. I assume it's not a, well, I don't think it matters much. It's not a beast, is it?
It is not a beast.
Oh,
No.
I didn't think so. Doesn't look like a beast. That ain't no beast I've ever seen. I'm going to use Slayer's Prey for my bonus action on the creature.
What a delicious 80s hair metal kind of spell to cast.
Yep. Well, it's a bonus action. It's not an actual spell.
Okay.
The first time each turn that I hit that target with a weapon attack, it takes an extra 1d6.
Okay.
And then for my regular action, I'm going to chuck a javelin at it.
Excellent. When
Wait,
you
Josh.
cast that, yeah, you're going to get to go and. Oh no, Mel. Yeah.
But I
what's
gave
up?
one of those things disadvantage on its next attack, remember?
Sure. Okay. Give me just 1 sec.
The one that I hit. Don't forget.
Okay. Yep. You got it.
Can I ask a question real quickly? I actually don't know exactly how a held action gets resolved. When does Harcourt's held action? Is it next turn?
Harcourt, you also
Would
held
you
an
like me to
action.
give
Okay.
a little lecture on it?
Let's do that lecture at break for right
Sure.
now. I'm going to say that you, Harcourt, can jump back in with your action as soon as Tashash is done.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to...
Before me, right?
Yes, but before Mela. Don't worry, I'm actually keeping track of initiative this time. As opposed to last time where initiative was more of a kind of free-form intuitive jazz dance. So it will be much less upsetting and disconcerting to you guys. All right, so roll me that attack.
Get extra
Is that
movements
with
every
my
turn.
strength or my dex?
Dex, if you're throwing it.
Javelin? Okay.
If it's a
so-
light one, yeah.
Oh, hello there, 21.
That's going to hit. Roll me
All
some
right.
delicious damage.
Okay, d6 plus
Sure.
my Slayer's Praise. d6, that is a 4.
Okay. 4 total?
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Tashash, you have pierced this figure. Harcourt, what do you do?
Can Harcourt could see the weird guy jump up out of the water?
Yes.
Okay, great.
He is about, he's just 5 feet back in the water, so he's kind of up to his knees in the water.
Okay, and I have like line of sight. I could shoot at him with a bow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Harcourt's going to shoot at him with a bow.
Okay.
I need to roll. I forgot how this works. I roll a d20 plus. Okay, got it. Yeah. So
Plus dex plus your proficiency bonus.
if I weren't so lucky, that would have been a 1. All right.
I can't tell you how many times.
Yeah. Wow, I have gotten so many bad rolls today. Okay, that is a 5.
Okay, that does not hit. And you, Volas, you hear as a crossbow bolt goes whizzing past you. Mela, what do you do?
I head straight towards the commotion on the other side of the bank with an athletics roll of 16 plus 2, so 18.
Okay, you make it most of the way across the river, and next turn you will be able to easily just use your move action to get into combat range. But for right now, you are still a good 20 feet away. Do you do anything from the water? Do you throw anything? Do you cast anything? What do you do here, ending your turn in the water?
I just sit there.
Okay. All right. Well, it's in bullet time. So the camera peels away from you with Mela still furiously and elegantly swimming. Thack.
Thunder
So
away.
can Thack hear that combat's happening on the other side of this big magical sphere of darkness?
He can, yeah. You heard
Okay.
the surging of water, and you saw your compatriots throw a javelin and fire a crossbow bolt. So you've got a pretty decent idea of the angle, the trajectory of where they are.
Okay, and I can see Mela also charging in.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to take the dash action. I'm going to take my movement and then take my movement again.
Okay.
The first movement is going to take me 10 feet from the edge of the water, and then the second movement is going to take me, like, I guess swimming is half your speed, so I'm going to get like maybe 5 feet in.
Okay.
Or like 7 feet in if you want, but I'll be swimming in the water.
You're a couple of squares in. If you want, make me an athletics check, and we'll see if you're able to fight the current in the water effectively and make any extra headway.
No, that's going to be a no.
Okay,
But
that's
wait,
fine.
let me tell you, because I have really good athletics. A roll of 2 plus 7 athletics is 9.
Nope, you're just kind of in the water, thrashing and making white. All right, Volas, you have a 6.5 foot tall, half human, half reptilian monstrosity who is slashing at you with a crusty saber. What do you do?
Right. I cast Ice Knife at the beast,
Nice.
as well as move roughly 10 feet back.
Okay. Make me a ranged attack.
Ranged attack roll.
Yep, go for it.
12 plus 6, 18.
That hits. Roll me some delicious ice knife damage.
All right. Where's the D10?
Right here. Oh no, those are D12s. Yeah, you got it.
4 plus it also explodes, dealing 2d6 cold damage. So 4 piercing damage plus 6 cold damage.
Okay. Excellent. You see him hiss and bare his teeth and flail his head around in agony and frustration as he surges forward at you to swing at you with this saber. Does a 13 hit you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. You take 6 points of damage as he slashes at you, and you see this tail come whipping at you. Make me a reflex saving throw to try to avoid being tripped by this guy. He's swatting at you. Dexterity saving throw.
You can't make that check. It's a real check.
20. Not natural.
Nice. That's okay. You leap over it deftly. Let's see here. Yes. Another one comes surging out of the darkness. And Mela, you are being attacked from underwater. Make me a opposed. Well, let's see here. This guy's going to try to bite at you. You feel enormous jaws begin to close around your leg. He absolutely chomps down on you with a 20-something to hit. Make me a opposed strength roll here as he tries to grapple you.
This is a saving throw.
No, this is going to be an athletics check. I'll
Oh.
let you use your athletics score bonus thing to oppose this.
Because I would prefer it to be a saving throw.
Not quite.
Ooh, this is real good. 6.
Yeah, he got an 18, dog. You feel this guy get a hold of you, and you guys see Mela's head go and go under the surface. Mela is now underwater, and you see a writhing, roiling mass of bodies as Mela is sucked underwater. Okay. Another one comes swimming over towards you, Thack, and you see him come up out of the water to attack you. And you see what does your magic look like? Does it have any kind of visual signature to it?
No, it's just very, very loud.
Okay. All right. You see this guy. Okay. Does a 15 hit you, Thack?
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, that's with disadvantage, but he still manages to get a bite on you. That's 4 points of damage as he attacks you, Thack.
I take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Now this is I see Mela like get dragged under, and then I feel like
Crikey.
something like stabs at me or whatever.
Chomps into your leg, and you feel a stabbing,
bites
shooting
my
pain
leg.
in your leg. Something has bitten you. Okay. Volas, we already... this guy attacked you this round already. Yes. Tashash.
How many of these things are we facing?
So far, one of them has attacked Thack, one of them has dragged you underwater, Mela, and Volas is engaged with one on the bank.
Okay.
Have we hurt any of them?
Yeah, you've hurt 2 of them.
Can I reach the one
It's
can I
drowning
reach
me.
Volas from here? That was the one I was headed towards.
You already waded into the water, right?
I
Or
mean,
were you standing
I-
at the edge of the water throwing the javelin still?
I don't know how far I went. I used my full move to run in that direction. I didn't
then
think
yeah,
I made
I'm
it.
gonna. You've
I
got
didn't
to
think I
swim
made it
speed.
all the way, so that's why I used the javelin.
That's right. I remember. Yeah, you've got a swim speed, so this turn you can move and then pop up next to him. The guy who's
so I'm
engaged
gonna
Blast.
dive into the water and just torpedo my way over, pop up, and take 2 swipes with my swords.
Excellent. Do it.
All right. First attack.
And this guy is already bleeding and is wounded from shards of steaming dry ice that are sticking out of him.
Right. Hold on, let me check real quick.
Now, Jacob, I just want you to know this is big leagues D&D. Bad guys get their feelings hurt badly in this game. Okay, do
we
not
apologize,
expect a
but
safe environment for bad guys
does not
here.
do it.
Okay. First attack. Oh, that's a 4.
That does not hit.
Okay. Second attack.
Need a higher than a 4 to hit.
That is a 10.
Okay, so you what weapons are you attacking with?
Short sword.
Short sword. Your short sword clang, clang, bounce off of the jagged, stubbly, scaly back hide of this thing.
I'll
Harcourt.
be able to hit things.
I'm gonna fire again at the one that's across the river. Or
Engaged with Bolas.
yeah, can I see the one in the water with Mela?
Both of them are underwater. You can see their shadowy figure underwater, but you would be at disadvantage to hit them because they're under the surface.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll aim at the one
Okay.
I was aiming at previously, and just
Fire
try
away.
for another roll on it.
Okay.
Wow, man, that's my 7th roll in a row that was under 5. Let's see.
Have you tried getting better dice?
I will try. Somebody took
If you try to get good,
a 4. I haven't tried that yet. A 4.
might I heartily suggest, because 4 is not going to cut the mustard here. Do you do anything else? You have a bonus action you want to take or anything? Move
So we're
action?
fighting mustard?
No, I'm pretty good where I am. I'll
It's actually off-brand Grey Poupon. But okay. All right. Harcourt's
Mustard
there.
monsters.
Mela, you are about 5-10 feet underwater and feel yourself wrapped up in the
Can I-
powerful, scaly body of this crocodilian aberration.
Uh-huh. Can I attack or do I need to disengage?
You absolutely can attack.
I would like to punch this aberration right in its stupid eyes.
Do it. Go on then. Do it.
Rolling to punch.
Whoa.
15 plus some things. What do I do?
Click on the actions link.
Look at your flippin' character sheet.
What do I add? DC hit
Yes.
slash
You need to
DC.
tell him. You'll need to tell him whether it hits. So you roll the d20 and you add your hit slash DC.
I'm going to tell
Okay.
you right now, it does hit. You can figure out what your hit
Yeah,
is
it's
later.
23.
That hits. Okay. Roll me some damage. Are you simply attacking it with damage? Are you performing a certain type of attack?
I think I'm going to do an unarmed strike because I feel like trying to hit it with a shillelagh is kind of
Oh
not
wait.
super smart
Punch
underwater.
him.
Hit plus
Punch away.
DC.
So I'm going to
Oh,
do.
shoot.
Do I need to roll? Oh yeah, I need to roll another time for. I'm going to do 3 attacks.
Okay. Go ahead and get all the attacks out of the way. That's one hit.
3 plus 8, 11,
Does not hit.
and 13 plus 8, so 21.
That hits.
Okay,
Excellent. Roll
so
me
now-
2 rounds of damage on this guy.
So that is 2d6 plus 5 twice.
All right.
2d6
So
plus
10 plus
3.
10 plus 3 minus 13. Excellent. You punch this guy 2 times, and
And
you
whip.
feel his body jolt as your blows land into him. Thack, what do you do? And I take it this sphere of darkness is still being maintained, Volas?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm trying to go to the south of
Okay.
the sphere of darkness. I did not plunge into it. I'm swimming around it.
Okay.
I think yeah. So this is actually a really difficult decision, but I think that back.
Sorry, technical question about that. Is I assume the raft is floating down the river still. Is the darkness moving with it, or does it stay where it was and the raft emerges?
I'm going to say that it is centered on the raft itself, and so that sphere of darkness is moving gently downstream.
Just checking. Okay. Great. Sorry, go ahead,
Yep.
Matt.
Thack. You had a difficult decision to make, and Sir Robert just bought
Yeah.
you 15 seconds IRL.
So Thack is going to, if with his bonus action he can do this, stash his guitar and draw his longsword.
Do you have the quick draw feat? Because if you don't, I'm going to say that's going to eat up your movement action. That wasn't my dog. My dog doesn't have a collar on.
It's not a bonus action to draw your sword?
It's Poppy.
For now, we'll say it is, and we'll figure that out later.
Okay. If he can't stash his guitar, that's fine. He uses his sword one-handed anyway, and he can hold the guitar in one hand and the sword in the other.
Kicking with his feet, holding a sword and a musical instrument. Go for it.
Ultimate
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. And he actually has the duelist's
Excellent.
fighting
Okay.
style. So
Very good.
He's well trained in using one-handed longswords.
So you're attacking this thing that's attacking you?
Yes.
Excellent.
And that is going to be a 15 plus 5 equals 20.
That hits.
Does a 20 hit it?
That
That's
hits.
awesome. In that case, I am going to. Well, I guess I'll roll damage for. No, you know what? I'll just do this. Can I roll damage first and then decide whether I want to use a bardic inspiration thing? You know what? I'll just say I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I am going to. Where is it? Here we go. So, whenever I take the attack action on my turn, my walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the turn. So now my walking speed is 40. And I'm going to expend one use of my bardic inspiration
Okay.
to do what's called a mobile flourish.
Okay.
And that's going to deal extra damage equal to my Bardic Inspiration dice. And it will also push the target up to 5 feet plus the number on the dice away.
Nice.
So
Roll me some
this
damage.
thing that's like right up against me,
Yeah.
I am going to do 2 plus 4 plus 5. So that's 11 damage to it. And it is going to get pushed 7 feet away from me.
Okay.
So that I can then take my move to swim to the other side of the river without it being able to
Do an attack of opportunity.
Do an attack of opportunity, yeah.
Excellent. Make me an athletics check to see whether or not you're able to pump your arm, kick your legs furiously, and make it to the other side like a motorboat.
Yeah, so that's going to be a 12.
Okay. You do make it a good ways away from this guy. You know that he would have to make a beeline straight for you with no interruptions or errors. Do you use the floating raft of darkness that is in the middle of the river? Do you want to conceal yourself in that darkness?
No, I'm going around it. I'm trying to make it to the other side. How wide is this river?
This river is 60 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
So you can basically make it over pretty close to the other edge. Okay, Volas, you have a sorely wounded, pin-cushioned aberration who has charged forward at you to attack you. What do you do?
First, I let go of the concentration on the darkness.
Okay.
Seeing that the other people are helping me, not hurting me.
Okay.
And I cast Ice Knife again, striking my opponent.
Okay, very good.
I shall make the attack roll. 12 plus 18.
Nice, that hits. Roll me some frosty damage. Gentlemen, you have much to learn from this young man in the ways of narration and damage.
And
the
rolling.
ice dagger shoves itself into into the monster, dealing 10 piercing damage, upon which it explodes, dealing 6 cold damage.
You see this thing let out a enormous roar, and it falls forward into the mud and begins thrashing and flailing about, and you see the sword come loose from its hand, and you see its body begin thrashing in the mud, and you have vanquished it. It is down. Thak, you see this thing, you hear a churning wake coming from behind you, and you see this thing trying to keep up with you, and it is right on your heels. You can feel the surging current on your boots, but it does not manage to get a claw on you. Mela, you
strongest swimmer.
You are in the middle of hand-to-hand combat with this thing underwater, and you feel it rake its claws across you. Oof, man. One and then the other. And you take 8 points of damage as you feel these lacerations across your chest.
What was it roll to hit?
Its rolls were in the 20s for both of them. Hold on one sec.
How many damage did he say?
8.
8.
If you're looking at D&D Beyond, you can type it into the thing in between heal and damage and then click the damage button.
Yeah, that's what I did.
It's pretty great. It's never
Or you
been
can
easier.
Push the down button 8 times.
So, Mela, you feel this thing trying to drag you further down into the murky depths. Make me an opposed strength check to see if you can keep this thing from dragging you down to the bottom of the river.
Is this athletics or
Yes, athletics.
saving throw? 'Cause it wants
Athletics.
to be a saving throw.
It's an athletics check. He's trying to oppose you.
13.
You manage to orient yourself towards the top. You kick hard, and you feel his efforts thwarted, and he is not able to drag you down. Tashash.
I am I within? Well, so the one that we were fighting went down. Am I within? Can I get to another one?
You see bubbles and swirling water that kind of indicate where Mela is underwater in combat, and you see Thak somewhat close to the edge of the river being pursued. Right on his heels, you see a figure that is swimming after him just underneath the surface of the water, leaving a wake.
Am I in range of Mela, or am I in range of either one?
You are in range of the one that is pursuing Thak, that is close to the surface.
What's your range?
I mean, I can swim, run, or swim 30 feet.
Oh, you're asking about your movement range, not your weapon range.
Yes. If you moved at your full speed, you would be able to get to the edge of where Mela is.
Okay, so I could attack the one that's
Attacking Mela?
yeah.
Yes. If you moved there, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right. Okay. Tashash turns to Tashash makes a quick nod to Volus and says,
A good strike. Get to the shore quickly.
and then he dives into the water and swims over, and I'm gonna attack the one that is attacking.
My friend comes to my aid.
But are you attacking the one that's attacking Thak, or are you diving down to the one that is
I
with
don't
Mela?
think I can get to the I can only get to the one next to Mela, right?
Oh,
I think that's the one. I'm
Thak
going
is the
for.
closer one. Mela
Thak
is the
is the
one that
closer
you would need to make a athletics check to dive down and make it to him.
Oh, but I've got swimming. The
Okay.
swimming.
Okay, yeah, you've got to move speed. So yeah. All right. So
Yeah, I
you're
can-
attacking the one attacking Mela.
Yeah.
Underwater. Great. Roll me an attack roll.
The first attack.
Don't hurt me, bro.
Don't
taste me, bro.
Yeah, short swords. First attack. Oops. That's 15.
That hits. Roll me some damage.
This is +2. That's a 7.
Okay.
Hey, I did something.
Yay.
Second attack. That's also pretty good. That's a 23
That hits.
damage. Ooh, that's an 8.
Nice. You feel your short sword just go straight into the body cavity of this thing, and you feel it let go of Mela, and it begins thrashing in the water, and you have bested this beast. This aberration. Not a beast. Not a beast. Harcourt.
wait, which one? Did
The
you
one
kill?
that was engaged with Mela.
Tashash takes it down, and then he comes up out of the water, and it's like his frill is all up, and just water flying all over the place, and goes.
Love it.
Blood in the water.
All right, Harcourt, you are standing at the edge of the river, and you see swirling, roiling water, and you can't even really make out the shape of the figures of Mela and this aberration underwater, but you can just barely tell where they are by the disturbance that rises to the top.
Yeah, I want to shoot at the one chasing Thak.
The one oh that's right. Yes, it is right underwater, but the being just underwater is giving it slight cover, so you're going to be at a disadvantage to hit it. But you can still shoot at it.
I'll give it a try. Third time's a charm.
Okay.
Let's see if this is some kind of evil charm. All right, disadvantage, you say?
Yes.
Whoops. I landed on my keyboard. I have to do that again. Sorry, I was at an angle. That's better. That's okay. Or I don't know. Maybe it's okay. That is a 13.
That will hit. Just barely, but it will.
Grr, 8. So that does. Sorry, I'm looking. I almost have it. 1d6 plus 5. 6 damage.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice.
welcome to the club.
All right. You see the tip of that arrow. You see just the feathers sticking out of the water, leaving a wake as this thing is chasing Thack. Mela, you
Uh-huh.
have been. You feel the claws of this thing release their grip. They go limp around your body, and you're able to kind of push this thing away from you. What do you do?
I come to the surface and take a deep breath. And then I look around.
Sorry,
No
pup
worries.
management. All right. What did you do? Sorry.
I went to the surface and took a deep breath, and then I'm looking around.
Okay. So as you gaze around, you can see about 30 feet away in the water, Thack is being chased by this figure. So if you double move, you've already used up some of your movement to go to the top. You can swim in that direction, or you can head for either shore.
I can use a key to do a dash as a bonus action.
Sure, you could do that. If you do that, then you would still have your turn left, your standard action left.
Okay, I'll do that. Dash!
Okay. All right.
So, can I hit it?
Yes, you are upon it. Make me an attack roll.
Okay, flurry of blows. I will do 2 attacks.
Okay.
12 and 16 plus 8, so 20 and 22.
Those both hit.
Okay. This time I'm not going to forget my open hand technique, which means I can impose. I will make it fall prone if it fails a dex saving throw of 13.
I'm not sure what that would mean with it being in the water already. I'll say that it's going to cause it to be stunned for a moment and is going to lose a step. And so Thack is going to be able to pull away as he's swimming away from it.
Okay.
That seems to be a good compromise.
I
If
could
it's not
do.
just killed by the damage.
I could instead push it 15 up to 15 feet. If it
Goodness
fails
gracious.
Strength saving throw.
Excellent. Well, first, like Thack said, let's do some damage.
Okay, fine. Here we go. 12 damage.
You punch this thing and you feel
Literally the
the
least
you
damage
feel the
we could
crunch of ribs as you punch it with your first punch, and then you feel the crunch of ribs as you punch it a second time. And again, you see this thing begin to thrash in the water violently, and you see that it stops all forward motion, and its body begins to float lifelessly down the river away from you guys.
Ah.
Da, 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 da.
We win!
You have solved my aberration crocodile man puzzle. Congratulations.
Thack does sheath his sword and play that chord on his guitar and go. Yeah! Give a brutal roar.
How many denizens of the swamp now are attacking us?
You do not see any more. You do see one figure leaving a wake as it swims downstream, downriver, swimming away. It appears to have swam away from what looks like the raft itself, and you see it making really good speed heading downriver away from
Is it
you
within
guys.
60 feet of me?
Yes, it is.
In that case, that chord was vicious mockery.
Okay.
It needs to make a wisdom saving throw at the DC of 12.
It does, in fact, make it.
Ah.
You see it continue on without losing speed. So, everybody is standing there in various levels of wetness. Harcourt, you are on one side of the river, and most everybody else is either fully or mostly on the other side.
Okay.
Uh,
Harcourt shouts, "Hey, Hat Man!
Catman?
Hat Man!"
No, Hatman.
Volas looks inquisitively behind him, then looks up at his hat and realizes what he's trying to say. Why, hello, person with bow.
I guess Volas looks okay.
I don't know. What's your charisma score, Volas?
I mean, Volas looks not
Unhurt.
Are
unhurt.
you injured, small gnome with a large hat?
Volas says, "Indeed I am. Yes, I am. Remember? We went to that school, remember?" He's talking to his imaginary friend. Remember?
Nice.
You remember,
To whom
okay.
you speak?
It is. Tashash dives back in the water and crosses the river and meets up with Harcourt.
I will give you a lift.
Oh, great. Thanks, Lizard Man.
Anytime, bugbear.
And Harcourt hops on his back and does a, classic surfer move type of deal across the water.
I will swim Harcourt back across the river.
Nice. Harcourt, do you want to make me any kind of performance check to fashionably surf the lizard across the river?
I would do
So if we don't
acrobatics
have a
checks. Like
Yeah,
flipping around and
acrobatics.
just
Frog
Sure.
situation.
Yeah. Do me an acrobatics check.
celebratory flipping and such.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can roll anything better than a 2. Okay. 15.
Can
Nice.
Thack make a performance check to go
Absolutely.
like and play some surf rock?
Nice. Ding,
Oh,
ding,
no.
ding, 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 ding.
Thack
Volas
attempts surf
dances to
rock,
said surf rock.
but it hasn't been invented yet, and he rolls a 1.
Oh
Oh,
no!
he plays the Beverly Hillbillies opening
Make
song.
me a dexterity saving throw, Thack.
The dex saving throw is going to be an 11.
Oh no! You feel a pang, and one of the strings on your guitar, apparently the moisture from the river did not agree, and you feel a string snap on your guitar.
Oh no!
Don't worry. Blame that on me.
And I don't have an extra string, and it would take a great magical craftsman to.
Now, do you not have any extra strings at all in your
I'm
inventory?
asking you. They're not in my inventory.
I think you do have at least one backup string in your
Okay.
inventory. Yeah, you're not at dire critical straits yet, but you will be at disadvantage on any performance checks with this thing until you get a chance to sit down and restring your guitar.
I do that
Okay.
like right now.
Okay. All right.
I'm sitting on the shore of the river, restringing my guitar. Actually,
Okay.
I would have left my pack on the other side of the river. So,
Okay.
without saying anything, Thack swims back across the river and goes to his pack and starts doing that.
Okay.
Unless somebody stops him or whatever.
Okay, so Thack is on the other side of the river, restringing his guitar while the rest of you guys are discussing amongst yourselves. Thack and
I'll-
Tashash cross each other as they're going opposite ways
Tashash
across
looks
the
at
river.
that kind of weird and then, but keeps going.
Focus
He
string. I'll be right back.
swims up next to Volos and plops Harcourt down on the bank and then
Points and says, "Look, it is another bugbear like you. We found one."
Yeah, and Harcourt says, "Yeah, kind of like me." Looking him over.
Hey, I am a gnome, not a bugbear. That is something you must know.
Okay. I've heard that I'm a bugbear.
Oh, it is not a bugbear.
he looks at Harcourt confused.
And Harcourt says, I don't get it either. It looks like a bugbear to me.
You seem to know these things well. It must be the confused one.
Surely. Hey, quick OC.
He says you are a bugbear. It is okay.
Thank you, Lizard Man. Harcourt has not bothered to learn his name. He just says Lizard Man. In a friendly way. Hey, we're at almost an hour and a half.
Yes. It is that time of the evening where we will take a brief intermission. Anyone who needs to take care of their business is encouraged to do so now. We will be back in approximately 15 minutes. So we'll be cranking back up at about 9:15 p.m., maybe just a minute sooner. But are you guys, does anybody have any last minute business to attend to before we adjourn? Okay. Thack, make me a perception check. Everybody else on the other side of the river, make me a perception check with disadvantage.
Wait, I thought we were all on the same. I don't
Nope.
No, I crossed to the other, back to the original side of the river. It's going to be a 14.
Okay.
A 6
Everybody
for me.
else
Perception.
with disadvantage.
Perception.
Perception.
9.
9,
6.
6.
Now lean on my
Does
passive.
my favorite terrain
Cancel
mitigate?
out the disadvantage and make it just a straight check. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 14.
Okay. All right. Very good. Volas, did you make a perception check with disadvantage?
Yes, that was 6.
6. Oh, that was your 6. Okay, excellent. Very good. All right. We will come back and we will see everybody at 9:15 p.m. See you guys in a sec.
We're back.
In a digital age, Poppy is doing her part to reduce Dwight's fingerprint upon the internet by de-digitizing. Oh, no, he's grown them back. I thought that she had licked your 2 middle fingers clean to the bone. Hi, Poppy. Hey, sweet girl. I miss you. I miss you more than my dog some days.
Poppy's very sweet. I miss Poppy.
She is. So, you gentlemen are now, one of you is on the far bank, and the others are on the, so Thack, you are on the west bank. Everyone else is on the east bank. And you guys all are deep in the process of restringing your guitar in the case of Thack, and chit-chatting and getting to know you, getting to know more about you in the case of everyone else. And everyone made perception checks for seemingly no reason.
Just to keep us on edge.
We all know that that's not true.
What do you do?
I'm restringing my guitar.
All right.
How long does it take?
You tell me. Make me a sleight of hand check.
It takes like 5 minutes, but okay. That's gonna be a.
Now, hang on. Before you tell me the answer, do you want to take 20 and slowly and methodically get it right, or do you want to quickly try to get this done?
Oh, I slowly and methodically get it right.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
I take my time.
All right.
I do it right.
Do you guys chit chat with Volas in the interim?
Sure. Hey, Volas, what's going on? I heard you have a big hat.
I indeed do. Yes, it is my magic hat. It is magical.
That's really great.
So this hat is your headband of intellect?
No,
Oh, okay.
you see,
Sorry, I'm giving away inside baseball here. Go ahead, Jacob.
so
So what does it do? What happens with this hat of yours?
you see, inside the hat is normal hat space, but when you put something inside the hat, then while it is in the hat, it is much smaller. So you could hold a lot more stuff in the hat, hence it being bigger and therefore being able to hold more stuff. It's a hat of holding.
That's wonderful. Listen, I might have some things to sell you to put in that hat.
I've got some oceanfront property in Ohio I want to sell you.
That's right. I guarantee it'll fit.
What is Ohio?
It's a magical land far, far away.
Magical
You wouldn't be
far
able to
off
spell
land.
it. Excellent. So, as you guys are all chit-chatting, Thack, you find yourself having successfully restrung this arcane instrument, and you are now on the far side of the river.
Yep.
The raft
when
has
I-
long since floated away.
When I finish restringing, I cross back.
Okay.
If it seems like, did everybody else like drop their packs and stuff on this side of the river, or did they all have they dragged their stuff over?
I think at this point we can rush forward with DM magic and say that you guys are all with your stuff reassembled on the east bank of the river.
Okay. Hey, new guy. What are you doing in this swamp? Don't you know there's like undead and stuff in here? Like we just had to fight.
Well, you'll see, I was, so this university, it sent me on this magical quest, and I found great secret on this quest. It was so great, it was great. So, what
was it?
I cannot tell you because of this next part. So what I do is I go back, and they are laughing and surprised because they sent me on a wild goose chase. They did not expect me to come up with anything. It was all for a wager. And I was very, very, very angry. So I
They are
refused to
fools.
tell them the secret. So then
is
they
wrong
commit
with wild
arson on my
goose?
house, which is very rough. So now I am forced to wander with all of my books about stuff. And I'm afraid that if I tell them, they will do something evil with the knowledge that I have attained. Does it make senses to you? It makes senses to you, doesn't it?
Yes.
I do
Yes, an
not see
outcast
that.
scholar.
With goose. It's very tasty, good to eat.
The lizard man does not understand your metaphor about gooses. You can explain it to him if you want, or I can. Either way.
I shall explain. You see, when a goose is running, it has webbed feet. And
I know
with said
this,
webbed
yes.
feet, the goose is very easy to catch. But the thing is, if a lot of different gooses, if there's one brown goose and a ton of white gooses...
And Harcourt jumps in. Speaking of that and chasing geese and stuff, are there some undead people or something?
Yes. Oh, right. We are going to a place where we have been told by a guy with a flaming sword that was just totally awesome that there are a lot of undead and we can fight them and maybe save God or something and cure this plague of people turning into animals and coming back from the dead, and everything's completely nuts around here, and get it to settle down. And our ranger knows where it is, so let's go.
Okay.
Or whatever. I'm not in charge. Mel is in charge, but he never talks, and so I have to do all the talking because I'm the bard.
So
even though
thanks, Thack. That's actually right. And Mela, and Thack's exactly right. Mela and I are in charge here, and we really need to get this show on the road. So.
No, you are a slave of the elf as well as I am. He has a paper that says so.
Well,
All of this argument is
about
happening,
you, but not about me.
All this argument is happening as you guys are trudging north along the parallel to the river.
Sure, why not?
Yes.
I
Sure.
follow our bard. I follow our ranger if he goes.
All right.
I'll lead on.
All right. So, Tashash, as you guys are traveling, make me a survival check.
Okay.
Can I help him?
He's already got advantage on this, so yes, if you would like to help him, you may.
Alright.
I can't help any more than that.
Yeah.
I got a suboptimal 20.
Okay. That is still good enough. By the way, someone is doing some light mining or tinkering in the background of their audio.
That is our furnace.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
That is the man who
Okay.
operates our furnace every night.
As you guys are traveling through the swamp, you hear
Keep it
a
locked.
inscrutable clanging noise coming from, just kind of echoing up from the ground all around you. You can't really tell which direction it's coming from. So you, Tashash, notice a couple of spots as you're traveling where there appear to be some sorts of game trails or slides coming down to the water. And with a 20, at one point you notice more of those enormous dinner plate sized pig tracks. So you know that those enormous boar come up and in and out of the river valley here. And some of them appear to be somewhat fresh. And as you travel along, you also see the footprints of a enormous cat. These footprints appear to be about the same size as those of the pigs.
Huh.
Pig cat.
Nope, they're fully large predatory cat tracks, but they do appear to be about almost a foot in diameter.
That is a big paw print.
Yeah.
Last surmises, yes, it must be a pig cat, except the bottom half is a cat and the top half is a pig, so it has curly tail and nose and ears, but cat paws and cat paws.
I wouldn't be surprised some of the stuff I've seen around these parts.
A man of science, indeed.
Yes.
Who are you?
That sounds very unnatural.
Of course it is
Um,
unnatural.
How far have we made it along the river?
So you are about a mile down. So you guys are now somewhere around H22.
Keep going.
Okay. So you guys,
Keep an eye
it
out
is
for the
now
bank cat.
solidly midday. I'm trying to think here. I think you guys are able to make it a good ways down the river. You're probably able to travel all the way up to H17 before it is getting really well and truly close to dark. So you're right there at the border of G and H and dead in the middle of 17, where there's a little kink in the river.
That is. Oh God.
So I guess Tashash pauses and looks, like kind of takes stock of the area, and then turns to the others and says,
Yes, the day is growing long. I think perhaps we might want to find a place to rest. We are getting near. We are getting near the spot. We are getting near our destination. But
And
I do not think we should go in the dark. So let us make camp, and then I will go and scout ahead, and I will come back and let you know what I find.
Harcourt jumps off of Tashash's backpack or whatever and stretches and says, "Oh, I agree, man. I am beat. Whoa, let's find a good camping spot."
Volan
All right.
says, "How can one be vegetable?"
I'll explain later.
Tashash, what are you guys going to do for a camping site? Are you going to camp here in the river basin?
I guess just find a good spot that is
Okay. So
well concealed.
survival.
A spot that's well concealed. Also a
Okay.
spot that's dry.
Okay. So Tashash, make me unless somebody else wants to do it, a survival check. But you've got a ranger in a swamp, and that's what you bring a ranger for.
I mean, I'll help.
Okay.
So make it with advantage because that helps you with whatever you need.
Yeah.
I have a shovel. Do you need me to dig?
Yes, dig a latrine.
All right. And that goes
That's
and
pretty
starts
good.
digging the latrine.
24.
Okay. So as you are scouting around, you notice a density of game trails leading to the water. And then you see that there's kind of a rise in the bank to the east. And so you kind of push past those game trails and you find a particularly inhospitable stretch of thicket. And you manage to find a clearing that does not look like it has been used by anything but ungulates and smaller ones, things that have small hoofed feet. And so knowing that they appear to have bedded down here in the past, this seems to be, if it's good enough for the wildlife, it's good enough for you. They know what's safe probably better than you guys do. So you find a very appropriate and safe spot.
Sounds good.
Thak is composing a ballad about their fight, and it's like Mela punched the alligator man, and then Mela punched it again, and then Thak started with the thing, and then the alligator man was dead. Ha!
Tashash puts a very heavy hand on Thak's shoulder and says,
Quietly.
And
Sorry.
is Mela close by to me?
Oh, yeah. You
So
guys
that-
are all together, right?
That song, Mela needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Not a wisdom saving throw, but a DC 12 wisdom saving throw against my suggestion spell encoded in that song.
Nice. Now, Mela, you're an elf. What?
He makes it with advantage.
All
I
right.
know.
Okay, here we go. Ooh. 7.
7.
Uh-huh.
You rolled both of them, and you added your wisdom saving throw,
Oh, saving throw. Yep, 7.
Okay.
and the best of it is 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's your day.
Ha
Zach,
ha!
what did you just suggest to Mela?
Hey, I think he should have had to say that before he figured out if he did it or not.
So the spell goes, I suggest a course of activity, limited to a sentence or two, and magically influence a creature I can see within range that can hear and understand me. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect, but he can be charmed, he just has advantage against it. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner as to make the course of action sound reasonable. Asking the creature to stab itself, throw itself into a spear, immolate itself, or do some other obvious or harmful act ends the spell. So what Thack says is, hey, Mela, don't you think it seems really reasonable for you to get out that paper that says that I have to do everything that you say and just rip it into little tiny pieces until it's gone? Don't you think that it's completely unreasonable and authoritarian for you to have so much control over a free person like myself?
All right. So, Mela, you suddenly realize you have this flashback to being bossed around by Master Edamame, and you find yourself deeply empathetic to Thack's plight. You realize that you have put him in the same kind of position that you so many times wished that you could be out from under. And you find yourself compulsively destroying this. How do you do it? Do you say anything to him?
No.
Okay.
The duration of the spell is up to 8 hours as long as I concentrate on it.
Okay. So, Mela, you find yourself compulsively tearing this paper with a... Yeah. You see Mela's brow is furrowed, and he's with real emotion ripping this thing up. And Mela, you find yourself predisposed to see things from Thack's perspective at the moment, realizing that you've just unjustly squelched him with your thumb.
I go over and I clap him on the shoulder and I say, I'm glad we finally see eye to eye about this. And then we go on with the rest of our day.
Okay.
That's all Thack wanted.
Okay.
Real quickly, also, two things at the same time. One is that warrant. Does that warrant cover the other two of us too, or is that just one? Was that one just for Thack?
It was one for all of us.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose that one piece of paper had all of your names on it, and it has been destroyed.
Great. Saves me from having to pick some pocket. So actually, Hardcore doesn't care too much about that anyway. But he spends a little bit of time casting an alarm. Are we in just a little campsite, or is it an enclosed thing, a cave type of deal? What did you say it was?
So you are in the midst of some palm-type trees that have given you a pretty solid canopy, and around the edge of these trees, there are also thick rushes and those stalks that the tunnels that the pigs had carved out. So there's a pretty thick wall of stalks that are a good 3-4 inches thick, and a couple of trees scattered around the edge of this perimeter. And you've got about a 30-foot diameter bloboid kind of space that is covered in just ground cover, creeping little vines and moss and grasses and stuff.
Okay. My alarm spell covers approximately a 20-foot, 20-foot cube. So, it kind of fills the space. And I just put an alarm on it that allows any of us to go in and out, but not anything else.
Okay.
Without triggering.
Sure.
So once everybody's kind of gotten settled, I would like to travel to that location where we were, where we were going, just to scout the area out.
Okay.
Sorry, and real quickly, just to say, this is a mental alarm for me, not an audible alarm.
Sure.
So
excellent. Okay. Tashash, you continue to travel up the river. Do you travel parallel to the river
I'm
in
gonna
the river
travel.
basin or in
No, I'm
the
gonna
edge of the
travel
ground?
directly, shortest distance. So I'm gonna go
Okay.
directly. I can. And moving through swamp, I don't difficult terrain won't hinder me, and I can move stealthily at speed by myself.
Okay. So you travel another about 3 miles, and you find yourself at the point where the river is being met by another flow coming in to your right. And so now off your shoulder over to the right and leading back up is another stretch of river. So as you make that right and you begin heading upstream, up ahead in the distance, you see what looks to be some sort of kind of encampment. And you see from the edge of the rushes and grasses and whatnot that you've hidden yourself in, down along the edge of the water, you see several boats, you see several small huts, and you see a number of creatures of various different stomach churning levels of admixture between a human and wild animals. You see a half pig man. You see several more of these half reptilian looking things. You see something that has a massive kind of salamander looking head with these nasty red slimy globule things hanging off the side of its face, and you see it's got two enormous axes strapped to its back. You see several other creatures of various different types. You see about a dozen of them total. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Oops. 10.
10 total?
10 total.
Yeah. And make me your stealth check to keep yourself concealed here at the edge of the waterway while you peruse everything.
Okay. It's 21.
Okay. Yeah. You manage to keep yourself absolutely low and concealed. You barely even part the grass enough to kind of, peek an eyeball out on either side. And you manage to survey everything from full concealment. You're quite
Doing my
certain
best
that
log
nothing has
impression.
seen you. Say what? Doing your best log impression. Absolutely.
I've practiced it a lot.
Okay. Yep. So you managed to survey the camp without being spotted.
Okay. Can I see it? Like, what are they doing?
They appear to be going about various sorts of tasks. Some of them seem to be gutting animals and ripping them apart and eating them. Others seem to be carving on bones and gnawing on bones. Some of them are piling guts and stuff into a wheelbarrow and pushing them away. Some of them are tending nets and whatnot.
Are they just like, is there anything conspicuous? Like, I don't know, like a giant sacrificial altar or
You do. As you scan around.
a hut glowing with arcane energies.
No, there's no hut glowing with arcane energy, but
anything
you do
conspicuous other than just like freaky looking creatures going about doing random stuff.
You do see some of them as you follow that guy pushing the wheelbarrow with a 21. You manage to kind of withdraw into the thicket and parallel him for a little ways. And you see that at the edge of camp, he has taken this wheelbarrow full of guts and has dumped them and is placing them up on an altar. And on top of this altar, you see this enormous 6-foot long, 2-foot wide, wriggling, sickly white slug looking thing that appears to have a somewhat humanoid face. And it appears to be just slurping up these intestines and livers and various organs.
So is that man. none of these are beasts. So
No, none of them are beasts.
I feel like this is kind of outside of my wheelhouse. I know something is wrong here, but
what?
boy, how yeah, I have never seen anything like this before. Well, giant altars with weird albino slug things seem pretty bad. So I guess I'll just take one last look around to see if anything else stands out, and then I'll head back to report.
You see them going about their business. This thing does shudder, and how long do you watch this thing?
And I guess I'll probably, scout the place for like half an hour, something like that.
Okay. In the course of time, eventually you see a number of these creatures all come shuffling up after about a half an hour or so. This giant slug-looking thing turns over, and you see these disgusting, slimy-looking, like a giant long udder on its underside as it, like a slug-like belly, kind of peels open and this udder emerges. And you see them all, like little piglets, line up and begin suckling at the teats of this giant slug thing. And you, even with your lizard folk constitution, you're like,
that's
trying to keep from working. Make me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
I think at that point, so that's not gonna, that's where like, Tashash's, like caution, self-preservation starts to kick in, and he starts to back away slowly.
Right, make me a Constitution saving throw with advantage
to see if you pour your gravy.
All right, let's see. That's a sufficient 20.
Okay. Yeah, you steel yourself and withdraw. I'm going to stay with a 21. You manage to kind of retrace your steps. They're all fully preoccupied, and you slip away from this camp and back to your own camp. Now here somewhere around the end of the first watch. Now we're going to cut back to you guys and kind of reverse a little bit in time. What do you guys do for a night watch?
Whatever Mel suggests.
I just do my 4-hour trance and then keep an eye out the rest of the time.
Okay. So are you going to count on yourself being sufficiently vigilant while you're in this trance?
Sure.
Okay. So everybody else is just getting a good night's sleep.
Yep.
So you'll be well rested. Okay.
Yep.
All right. One thing is that as soon as Thak's going to just go to sleep as usual, he's got his bedroll and he bundles up and you
guys all sleep inside of the ward area?
One thing, I mean, if Harcourt's told me about it, I'll sleep inside of his warded area.
Yeah, I let everybody know.
Okay.
It's way better for Harcourt to sleep among sleeping giants.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as, actually, is Mela already trancing by the time Thak goes to sleep, or Thak's not going to wait for Mela to like trance, but they go to bed at about the same time? Mela?
What?
Oh, hey, what?
I'm trying to ask Mela whether you go to sleep at the same, whether you trance at the same time as Thak, or do you wait for Thak to go to sleep, or what?
I go immediately into my trance.
Okay, so if DM Mela, as soon as Thak loses consciousness, which is during Mella's trance,
Uh-huh.
Mella would be able to realize at that point that he had been charmed
Yeah.
by Thak, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that hits him during his trance, if he would realize it while he's trancing, or if he would realize it when he woke up.
He has an
However
uncomfortable
you want to
dream.
play it.
Okay, sure. All right. So
I lose concentration when I lose consciousness, and the spell
Sure.
doesn't.
absolutely. So Mella, whew, too many names. Mella, as you are sitting there with your legs crossed, what position are you in when you trance?
Just sitting on the ground.
Okay. Do you have like some sort of monk's pose that you normally do? Are you crisscross applesauce? Or your knees straight out and your feet underneath you? Are you
Kind of like a dead cow.
like a dead cow on his side with his arms
No,
and
no.
legs sticking out straight?
Yeah, except straight up in the air.
Straight up in the air. Okay. Wow. Boy, I love the brand of weird
That's
you
a
guys
real-
bring to this game.
Dignified position for a monk elf to take.
So, laying flat on your back with your hands and feet up in the air, you're just beginning to get the tingles where all the blood flow has rushed out of them. After about 15 or 20 minutes, your eyes snap open as you suddenly realize that Gormless son of a cow thief has charmed you, and you realize that all of this empathy and sympathy that you've been feeling for Thak for the last 8 hours or 6 hours or so kind of washes and drains away from you. What do you do with this sudden realization that the man, that the half-orc who is sleeping not 8 feet away from you has done this?
I just chuckle a little bit and continue trance.
You chuckle to yourself and trance on. Lovely.
Das
Very
ist
zen.
Thak.
Tashash, as you approach the camp, your tinglies begin to go off. Make me a perception check.
Okay. Do-do-do. That is a 19.
You're experiencing slightly mild panic here because you have the near certain sensation that something is nearby and hunting you and yours, and you do not know where it is. You are a mere maybe 50 feet from the camp. Up ahead, you can hear the gentle snoring of Thak. You hear the no, it's my goal of Harcourt, and the inimitable dead stony silence of the elf. Volas, do you have any kind of special kit or gear with you that makes your life a little more comfortable as you're roughing it, or do you just have an adventurer's pack?
I'll bet he crawls inside that hat.
Actually, yes. That was what I was going to say. Only my head is sticking out of my hat.
All right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's see here. Make me one more stealth check, Tashash, for your approach to the camp.
That is. So. Math. 26.
26. Nice. So, in a split moment, Harcourt, you suddenly experience two sounds at the same time, and they're only separated by a split second. And the grogginess of waking up from sleep to the sound of this alarm becomes mixed. They kind of allied. You hear the jangling sound of the alarm of your spell, and you hear the roar, the terrifying organ-shaking roar of a large predatory cat, and the involuntary limbic response scream of Thak. as he is pounced upon by a cat that appears to be roughly the size of a rhinoceros. Everybody, so Thack, what's your, go ahead.
Doc is probably surprised.
Probably
Has the surprised condition.
Yep.
Wait, so what were we doing?
Right now, you are just watching in horror as the large, shadowy figure of a predatory cat comes leaping through the air, pounces upon Thack, and Thack, you take 12 points of damage as these claws rend into you, and you feel this piercing pain in your arm and shoulder as enormous canines pierce into your flesh. Everybody, roll for initiative.
Is this a beast?
This is a beast.
Yay.
9.
11.
Yeah, it's better than last time. I got 10.
11. And Volas rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
So 4.
Or 4.
Wow.
I also rolled a 4, but I got +5.
Okay. Okay.
Robert probably has the higher dex score, so he probably does.
Harcourt, you are up. You see this literally large-sized cat over Thack, who is on the ground, flailing and writhing, and is being bitten and shredded into by this cat.
Okay. Is there anything from your perspective that I need to be concerned about just in waking up? I see it, right? You're just saying I see a guy do it. Oh, cat.
It is 10 feet away from you.
Okay, yeah. Let's get to it. Harcourt wants to run up and try to jump up and kind of flip up on top of the cat and stab at it.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check to see if you can kip on top of the cat to stab down onto its back.
Let's do it. 23.
That does it. That'll get her done. You find yourself perched atop its back, and you're going to have advantage to this attack. So if you've got any kind of sneak attack damage or anything like that, that'll be available to you.
Great. I have a dagger.
Yep.
That's what I got in my jacket, my suit all the time. The suitcase. And so I'm going to roll to attack on that with.
Okay.
Sorry, and just to be clear on this, I'm rolling a 20-sided die. Is there some specific hit bonus that I need to know about?
It's just your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus, unless it's a magic dagger that would give you a +1 or something. Okay, so
great.
Yep.
I didn't know about the dexterity part. Great.
Yep, dex plus
It'll
proficiency.
say on D&D Beyond.
Yep.
What does it say on D&D Beyond? Where?
It's
I was looking
hit
for
slash
Actions.
DC.
Sorry.
Do you
what?
have that? Do you have this weapon equipped?
Yeah.
Then it'll be listed under actions
Okay.
with a range and a hit slash DC and a damage.
Got it. Yep. I was looking up at my
Hit slash
general.
DC is you roll a D20 and you add that number.
Great. I was looking for hit DC somewhere else, like just in my general stats. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I go
Plus
and
7.
I get a 23,
That hits.
which does, let's see, 4 plus 5. 7 damage.
Okay.
And then hold on one sec. I also have. Tell me how 2-weapon fighting works.
So you
I
get
guess
to.
I have a D&D Beyond I can click on. I can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon. Okay, great. So I just do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same dagger, a different dagger of the same color.
You don't get your proficiency bonus
for the
for-
second attack.
for the bonus action attack,
Okay, got
I
it.
believe.
Now, did you include your sneak attack on that first attack?
I did not. I'm not exactly sure how that works.
Okay,
Oh, I
so-
see. No, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was gonna do that as like an added thing to the whole attack. Does it go on the first?
It goes on the first one. So go ahead and roll that 2d6 and add that onto that 7.
Okay, great. Sorry. Let's see.
Okay.
Another 8, so 15 for that first
Nice.
dagger.
I'm a benevolent DM, generous in all my ways.
Yeah, thank you. The second one is a 21,
That hits.
for which I do a again 1d4 plus 5.
A d4 plus 5.
9. That's great.
Nice. This cat snarls and whips its head back at you in fury. Thack, you are on your back, prone, underneath the jaws and claws of a enormous, inky black cat with jet black stripes. One sec.
That just took 24 damage.
Probably gonna be ready to be done after this combat.
Okay.
I will be right back. I've got to do a 60-second errand. My apologies. Everybody think about what you're going to do in this turn. It's going to go Harcourt, Thack, Tashash, Mela, the Beast, and then Volas. BRB.
B and B. Bed and breakfast.
And breakfast.
All right.
Apologies, everyone. Billy Bob the crawfish was clanking his glass bowl, keeping a tiny person awake. Sorry about that. Had to deal with that.
Billy Bob.
Yes, he's a crawfish. He's a big one as far as, Georgia Creek crawfish go. So Harcourt
Thack, it's Thack's turn.
just stabbed him. Thack, what do you do?
Well, Thack is going to use his movement to stand up.
Okay. Taking an attack of opportunity from this thing.
Whoa, wait. To stand up? I'm not moving.
Okay, no,
I'm not
that's right.
moving away from it.
You can stand up. Yes, you can stand up in place.
Yeah. So, and then I'm going to.
Wait a minute. No, I thought standing up in the presence of your enemy invoked an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
Man.
I don't know.
Jacob?
I do not know. This has never happened to me before.
Oh,
But I
man.
bet, Matt, if you stand up and then take the disengage or dodge action, either one of those, then there's definitely no opportunity attack.
The opportunity attack is triggered when a hostile creature moves out of your reach. So if I move away out of its reach, then it would get the opportunity attack.
Okay.
Is
All right,
that
we're
a-
going to say no attack of opportunity yet.
But obviously, no, you're in charge. If you think that standing up triggers an opportunity attack, then we'll do it that way.
I looked it up on some random place that says in older editions, these actions would cause an opportunity attack, but not in 5e.
No,
I
you're
just
right.
looked it up on
Not
Stack
copy.
Exchange.
You're right. It does not. Go for it. Let's do it.
Okay, so I stand up and I'm gonna cast. If I have a spell that acts in a 10-foot sphere,
Yeah.
can I hit just the cat with that?
Yeah, it's on the edge of the group.
There's
You
a
were
hardcore.
sleeping at the edge of it.
I've got some friends like on top of it and stuff, and I don't want to hit them. I just want to hit the cat. Can I cast it on just like its butt?
It is a large creature, so it is taking up 2 squares. So yes, I'll say that you can target its back half.
Okay. So I'm going to like, and this is just a. I don't have my guitar, so this is just
Okay.
happening like.
Yeah.
This is
Acapella.
yeah. So this is the spell
MTV
shatter.
Unplugged.
a huge noise comes out of Thack, and
You do a punk rock, wah! And a shattering sound comes out of your mouth.
right, and they have to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
It fails.
It takes 3d8
Whoa.
in let's see, thunder damage. A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw, but cats are not like that.
Nope.
So that's going to be. I rolled 2 8s.
Nice.
I'll show you.
I believe you.
Can you see that?
No, I'm about to vomit from motion sickness, but okay. So 17.
2 8s and a 1 for 17 damage.
Nice. To Shosh.
All right. I am going to. I think you said I'm about 50 feet away, so it's going to take 2 turns for me to get there.
Unless you use your bonus action to sprint or something. Do you have that? I don't know if you have that ability to take the dash action with your bonus.
Not that I know of.
No. Okay. All right.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to use Slayer's Prey on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to run in and I'm going to chuck a javelin.
Nice. Do it.
So that is 10 plus 2. Oh, that is a natural 20.
Nice. Tell me what it looks like when you kill this thing with your javelin throw. Describe it to me.
Yeah, so Tashash, just on the run, pulls like in one smooth motion, pulls a javelin out of his sling, catches it, and the javelin goes arcing through the air.
Where do you hit him on the body?
Right in the
Hopefully
heart.
not
hits him in the side at a joint and goes straight into the heart.
Nice. Yeah. It just and you see this thing just collapse on the ground, slightly splayed out. Mela, it is your turn. Make me a perception check.
Perceiving 18 plus 5, 23.
Yep. You hear you barely catch it, but you hear the muted but deep sound of padding, sprinting feet shooting off into the forest due east of another thing that sounds roughly the size of this thing with large, soft footprints, foot pads. And you guys have utterly broken the will of this hunting pack. The other one sees the first one has been just killed, completely dead, and it loses the will to hunt you guys and sprints off into the night, no longer believing you to be worthy prey at its jaws. The rest of the night goes without further incident. Who got hurt here? You did, Thack. Over the course of the night, you've got enough time to recover your hit points. So when you wake up in the morning, you're able to heal up for the damage that you just took. What's that?
A full rest.
Yes,
Long
you guys.
rest?
You guys are able to complete your long rest. Yes.
I'm gonna recover my javelin and then build another one while we're waiting.
Okay.
And can I take a trophy off this thing?
You can, if you want, you can make me a survival check to try to fully skin this thing. You've got enough time. It's the rest of the night.
Well, what is it? I mean, for building the javelin, I can do that as as a
crafting check.
yeah
Okay.
as not even a cunning artisan. Just lets
Okay,
me do
you
that.
just make it. Okay.
But yeah, I want to take a trophy though for
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
for glory.
Make me a survival check.
Good glory roll.
And if Thack, if you help him, I'm going to say that you guys are going to be able to pull a artisan level skin off of this thing. In fact, Thack, do you kind of elbow him aside and take over or anything?
If he wants the hair still on it, well, no, because my leather working, it's not leather, and we don't have a tannery here. So, but I know how to skin it. I'll definitely help.
Okay,
Whatever he needs help with. I mean, as long as I can do so and also get my long rest.
Yeah, it's only going to take you guys an hour or so. I mean, it'll take up a little bit of time. But the two of you working together, you guys produce knives, you skin it. So I don't know who wants to put this in their inventory. But Thack, if you want to put a skin, and then Tashash, do you want to put night saber teeth? Do you want to take its fangs
Night
and
saber
claws?
teeth.
Yeah, night saber teeth and claws.
And the pelt.
Yeah, I'll just take the teeth. I'll take
And
the
then
teeth.
Tashash, Thack, do you want to put night saber pelt in your inventory?
How do I
Thing.
add
Okay.
How much does it weigh?
Manage equipment and then click add items.
Okay.
Say
equipment?
so. This might be a good place for us to stop for tonight.
I've got one last scene that we'll get to, and then we'll stop there.
Items.
Okay.
It'll only take a couple of
Custom
minutes,
item.
if that's
Sounds
okay.
good.
Item.
And also, Josh, if you want to wrap up right at the end, when you're ready to wrap up at your discretion, Harcourt was at some point to go on the cusp of leveling, but he hasn't yet.
Okay. Yes,
So,
you
I mean,
guys
he may
will.
not yet, but I was just
Yeah.
letting you know.
Yeah. After the encounter with the aberration warriors and the Night Saber, anybody who is level 3 in the party is going to level up to level 4.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's me.
That is.
That's
You get to level 4.
Yeah.
You get to level 4. You get to level 4. Not you, Mella.
But Harcourt's
How do
had this is Harcourt's third fight, right?
Yep.
He's
All right.
probably about to level up already.
I don't
So
know where it went.
you guys will be level 4 by the time we get to when we start next week. You guys will be level 4. Anybody who's level 3 will be 4.
Did
Velasquez,
custom
you too.
items?
I'm a
Push
generous
add
DM.
custom item.
Equipment. I
All
thought
right.
I just did
While
that.
you guys are figuring that out, we're gonna
Night
rush
saber.
forward.
custom item. There we go.
Cool.
Okay.
So, all right. So you guys wake up in the morning and you
Well, okay.
all manage to.
I'm already awake.
Recover. Mella is already awake. He's already eating trail mix. He's already finished his bowl of hearty oatmeal with bugs and grains and stuff in it.
Gathered some herbs and they're roasting over the fire. It smells
Ooh,
horrible.
Fine. Nice. Smells like wet gym socks.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, man, you do what you can for protein. So Tashash has already managed to scout ahead, and so you guys, when you wake up in the morning and everybody's kind of gathered around breakfast, Tashash gives a breakdown of what he saw. Tashash, do you want to give us a 30, 60-second rundown of what you saw?
Yeah, well, so he mentions you guys can as
You hear a
he's-
bird in the background with its loud wailing
Yeah.
siren song. What the morning
as
bird calls.
Tashash is giving this explanation, you can tell that he's he's disturbed. Like he seems very, I mean, so usually he's just he's very smooth and always
Stoic.
yeah. He right now he's very stiff and kind of twitchy.
You see his
And-
frills involuntarily
the
shuddering.
frills are down, but every once in a while they just kind of twitch up, and and you could something is very wrong, and so and he goes about and explains there, it's gives you the count. There's about 12 of them, and then he and just tells about the different types of things he saw, different creatures kind of going about their business, and then he gets to the altar, and then he
Pours
just
his
kind
gravy.
of stops.
And what did you see near or close by the altar? What was there?
Desecration.
So as you guys, what's that?
Something unnatural, you mean?
Very unnatural.
So,
Must have been very disgustifying.
Yes,
he
that
seems
too.
disgusted. Shall we destroy it?
Yes,
Post haste.
I think so.
Subject it to Groomsh's fire of destruction of all unnatural things.
Yes, let us burn it.
With fire.
Mela, we are of one mind. We shall burn this thing with fire.
Nice.
Yes, I have a plan.
So I was all jazzed and jazzed about showing you guys a particular image that I sent to Sir Robert, but it sounds like you guys want to do some pre-combat planning. And this is a point where we probably need to pause because that is a conversation that I don't want to rush. So Sir Robert, just kind of hold on to that. That's going to be something that we will show next week, very early in the feed. You guys, there's an image that I drew of something that you're going to encounter. But that is where we will hold with everybody kind of leaning around the fire, looking very pensive and concerned, and Tashash saying, I have a plan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am so glad that you were able to join us as we played a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons with our esteemed colleague, Jacob Burbridge. I think that we can all say with great gusto that Jacob has entertained us, thrilled us, pulled his weight, so to speak, and we look forward to playing with him again in the future.
I like that.
Hope you will join us next week, probably at around 7:30 on Twitch. At the very latest 8, and for all of you joining us in the future on YouTube land, remember, failure is beautiful too. Thanks,
So
everybody.
beautiful.
Looking forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Have a great one. Wash your hands.